Hello, and welcome to my Death Creeper style guard video for the Outlands. Yeah, honestly, the traditional style of making guard videos at this point. Also, I'm not a video editor in Minecraft, not a video maker. So we have to live with my poor editing. Yay! I will try and make it as best as I can, sorry. But you may be thinking, Meekat, why are you making a Minecraft prison? You're a visual effects artist. And the answer is yes, I'm a visual effects artist, yes. But I used to love making Minecraft prisons. This isn't actually my first Minecraft prison. It's maybe my 17th Minecraft prison. I should be showing a bunch of them on screen right now. I've made complex ones, small ones, tiny ones, big ones, overly complex ones that have no purpose whatsoever other than to make the entire thing redundant. And then there are ones that I'm actually quite proud of. There are also illegal ones. There's one showing up on screen right now. And see if you can spot the mistake. But yeah, I've made lots of Minecraft prisons. Some of them are lost to time. Some of them, in fact, actually basically all of them are built on a private Minecraft server, so the world download isn't there. But prison community, if you want videos about those prisons, comment down below. Let me know. You won't be able to get the world download. Maybe a server copy if I can talk to the admins about that, but yeah, basically no world download. But if you still want to see those, comment down below. Let me know. So, the Outlands Minecraft prison. The gimmick. Yeah, I'm not very good with gimmicks, so I went with the obvious one and made it Minecraft Hardcore. This is a fully working prison for Minecraft Hardcore. And I will explain the entire entry process because that's what I'm here to do. Okay. You have the X-ray glitch, which you can't actually see anything through because Minecraft loading is buggy, but if you do that, then you should be able to see a bit. No, probably not. Entrance process. Okay, firstly, you need to have 3 guards. So this is for a prisoner. You'll have 1 guard, set their stasis, which is back here, with the guard bed and the chest and everything like that. And auto panic, gotta love the auto panic. Make sure that's on, by the way. In the world download, it's on by default. But yeah, so you have all the regular controls, and I don't think it takes any prison expert or anyone related to the prison community that long to figure out. Click the button that says portal. Portal turns on. If you only see 1 disconnect message, then obviously if you only see 1, obviously turn the portal off. But if you only see 1 disconnect message, which is the portal ban, then you can turn the portal ban off. If you see 2 disconnect messages for whatever reason, ask them to leave. If not, keep this thing on. Or go in there and kill them, I don't know. Figure it out. There's no mining fatigue in this prison, so, you can just, mine over there. But yeah. So, portal ban. Anyway, portal ban. There is only 1 actual ban that the guards can control aside from the suicide switch, which is hooked up to the auto panic, and that's this one here. And it is just outside of the range of the cell. Now, technically, the prisoners in the cell actually have access to everything between the cell roof and floor detector, but I've limited it to just 1 chunk smaller than the actual range, because past here is pop bans, which, I don't know if we can see. Yeah, pop ban. So, and the reason is because this area ban will actually cover this part. I think it covers up to here, and I think barely misses the X-ray glitch, but if not, you can just move the X-ray glitch over. I don't think I actually did the maths for that. Well, that's a bit stupid of me. But yeah, so it covers this side of the prison, so if the visitor or someone you're bringing someone into the prison does try something sketchy, the prisoners can't be punished for it. People in cell can't actually be punished for it. So, next, entry door. That opens this door here. The prisoner officer will come through, step on the pressure plate. Once they're on the pressure plate, you just close the door. You just kind of be able to see them through the X-ray glitch. And then you will go over here and dispense the spyglasses. I'm not doing that now because it's just going to make a horrible mess. But that will just dispense spyglasses all the way up to here, which the prisoner officer will pick up. Now, when they do get dispensed, they'll get dispensed onto here, and then this redstone line will detect, which will then say not all the items being held, which technically means that there's more than one entity on the pressure plate. So it also acts as a very good two-player detector if somehow someone happens to get past the portal ban. So, once you've dispensed the spyglasses, this item will turn off, saying that all the items have been returned, and then once that you can confirm that no items are being held, then you can expose the barrel, which will expose this barrel up here, which they can then put all of their items back in. All of the spyglasses. You don't want to clog the system here, people. They've somehow managed to smuggle in items. But yeah, so once this light has turned back on again, you can just close that, and then open the inner door, which will open that, and they can swim all along here. If they are a visitor, they can just swim all the way along here and drop down here. They can't place anything or break anything. It's a hardcore Minecraft prison, and I've actually... I would like to say cleverly, with a lot of luck, managed to make it so that this tunnel actually gives you enough time to get to the drop-down point into the cell before you drown. You literally run out of air bubbles right as you get to the end. This is on hard mode, by the way. I know it's on survival, I just thought survival would be better just in case someone in the world I don't know died and just loses everything. Or I did. Yeah, you know, it's probably not me. But yeah. So you can't really place anything. You can't place anything, obviously, for trapdoors, but you can't break anything. You don't have time to, and you just die before that. And for once, dying actually works. Anyway, once they're outside the portal plan, you just turn that thing back on again. And just leave that on. For security's sake, just leave it on. Works. And then once they're past the inner door, you close that. So once they are in. So if visitor, you just drop down, you just drop down, and that's it. But if they are prisoners, where the fun begins. This is where the other guard comes in. Remember him? He set the stasis chamber at the beginning? Yeah, I haven't forgotten about him. Right, so he will then end up Hell Glitch all the way up to the prisoner tunnels. You meet now, thank you. And he'll just be waiting here. Yeah, he'll just sit here the entire time, really. He won't do anything else. And the control guard will come and open the prisoner door, which opens this trapdoor here. The prisoner will come down here. Obviously, once they've got confirmation that they're in here, you just close it again. And then they come to here. Now, all the guards will have pickaxes. There's no mining fatigue in the prison. No mining fatigue. Make it a bit more humane and also way easier for the guards. Anyway, what the guards will do is they'll give them an ender pearl. Now, ender pearls I cannot patch. I cannot patch ender pearl stasis chambers. So if they already have one set up, you know, end exploits, stuff like that, I've tried my best, okay? It's a hardcore Minecraft prison. You can't get rid of ender pearl stasis chambers. But I have tried my best to make it so that you can let them out of the prison, as prisons like the Proton, I thought, had kind of a weakness with the fact that the only way I saw you doing it is by letting them through the guard room, which was a bit sketchy. So I have designed this feature where you get the prisoner to set a stasis chamber. You just block it up, and then they can come down here, go in the trapdoor, and fall down into the cell. Which there is water at the bottom, but, you know, if there isn't water at the bottom because, you know, prisoner anarchy, I guess, well, that's just too bad. I guess the guards could fix it if they wanted to, but yeah. And once the secondary guard is done with delivering the prisoner into the cell, the control guard can just activate stasis, and he's back in the room. this is also the point where you have access to all of your guard kits, the ender chest, which you can just store whatever you want in there, like your active storage. And you've got like space history storage. Again, no money fatigue. Just renovate the prison to your will. I don't need to build anything in. There's space. You can just, I don't know, be inventive when it comes to stopping prisoners. But what if the prisoner wants to leave? How do we get them out? No, I do like this. I do like this. Once again, the prisoner guard, that's what we'll call him now, will set the stasis, obviously poke glitch up, and we'll then come into this one. So he'll find the prisoner. So we'll say prisoner A, his sentence is up. Do that. Just use slime blocks for the sake of not suffocating the prisoner. And just place slime block there. Just say shame get activate. You can either give them a pearl or some water. They can just swim out. Or give them ladders, scaffolding. I don't care. Just give them something to get out the hole. And they can just block that up again. Then what will happen is you will come down here to this tunnel here. And I love this system when it comes to exiting prisons, because this is the nether portal for exiting prison. Also, by the way, the nether isn't actually banned. The nether isn't banned, which is why we have trap portals. So yeah, so this is the responsibility at this moment in time of the control guard. So, the portal exit. And this portal is actually in ban range. So you can see it's actually this chunk, which is outside the safe area, so it's in pop ban range. And you're thinking, how on earth does the prisoner get into the get to the portal if it's in ban range? Well, I actually love this system because thank you, Mei-chan, pearls can now actually travel through portals. I don't think they used to do that, but you can just throw a pearl. You pearl outside the prison. Don't mind what that portal is. And yeah, you're out the prison. And then once the prisoner is on the outside, just turn it off. Portal turns off. Guard can make any other extra changes, and then obviously activate stasis. For visitor, the visitor can just set their stasis on the outside of the prison, and then a guard on the outside guard. Yeah, I'm talking about him, the outside guard. Yeah, you wonder why there are 3 stasis chambers? 3 guards! Just makes life easier. You can technically do it with 2, but you know what, I just liked it. 3. Yeah, and then he can just activate a stasis that the prisoner has put on the outside of the prison just beforehand. You can just build it. And there, I know it doesn't come in the world down low, but you can just build it. Again, I'm not very good at making these. The first public prison, just give me a break. Okay, how do the guards exit? Let's talk about that, shall we? So, press the button, the exact same system. And hey, look, it's near the portal. But yeah, the exact same system. Obviously I end up in trap portals, but yeah, it is the exact same system. It's on a timer, so the portal will just close after you. And that's how guards exit. But how do the guards enter? Well, assuming that you're not on a absolutely terrible anarchy server, and if you are, deal with it. Just set your spawn to bed. Go back through the end portal. Just respawn at the bed. Obviously, you know, dying doesn't do anything hardcore, people. But yeah, just go through the end. So you can bring new items into the prison. Obviously, then you've got the ender chest if you really wanted to. And that's how you keep prison safe, I guess. Obviously, it should be mentioned that obviously the auto panic can turn off and on. It's a no-brainer. But I suggest you keep it on basically the entire time, unless you disconnect for whatever reason. Then obviously turn it off. But for the most part, whilst you're there online doing something, have it on, please. Okay, security features, let's talk about them. Right, you've probably seen them unless you've gone into the nether. Trap portals, they don't relight because I can't be asked. They're connected to a budded piston, so break the portal. They're in ban range, by the way, so have fun with that. They're connected to an insta sign breakage thing, so 0 tile ticks. I really wanted to try and make that apart from the observer that I had to use. I didn't really know how to use anything else, which then just goes into a pop ban. Thank you, Gabriel, for the lesson on pop bans in this video, because I'm not used to the new tech. I left the private prison community years ago to be a visual effects artist, which is what you're all wondering why I'm not doing now. Too bad. Power glowstone detector with budded pistons again. But of course there is a gap here, and basically for the cell you can have anything you want in the cell that is in the cell. Like no extra items, no pickaxes, like no wind charges. Basically whatever you get in the cell, you get in the cell, and like no other items can come in. Except for like food, obviously, but no like gapples or god apples for the obvious reasons. But yeah. So there are sculk sensors, or calibrated sculk sensors, which will just appear if you do anything near this chute, which will then, once again, send a signal up to the top man. Down the side, you have the cell, which I love this cell, inspired by Mining Blob's lore. One of his videos, guess which one? I'll leave it in the comments. And you have a decent bit of area. I'm not a builder, and this prison contest is a deadline, so there's not much in the decoration wise, but you know, something at least. Floor detector, budded pistons again, which goes down into another pop ban, which then beneath that is the floor detector once again. String to prevent power glitching. Outside you have 9 pop bans surrounding the entire outside the prison. You should see a schematic of this at the beginning of spawn. And then on the outside of the prison is my absolutely atrociously designed wither walls. Also really laggy as well. I hate these things. I don't know if you can hear my computer fans just screaming. But yeah, atrociously designed wither walls, but they're there. And you know, you got a few decent chunks, I guess. You got about 3 chunks of wither defense. That should be enough, right? But we all know it's not. I hate withers. You have the roof detector, which is just pressure plates, which power pistons, which then update the budded pistons, which break this vine, which then updates this piston, which then breaks the vine again, which then comes down to the pop ban. So hopefully I've said enough that you have somewhat of an idea how this prison works. And yeah. It's an interesting gimmick. Thank you to Canadian for the design on the item check. It's the same one he uses in Proton, so thank you very much. Thank you to Mining Blob for the inspiration on the cell. Again, so you can spot the lore references. There are a few. See this one. Thank you to State Boot on Discord for helping me learn how the hell pop bans work, and also Gabriel for the actual pop ban, the pop ban dispensing system, because I have no idea how these things work. I gave up once when they turned area bans to circle instead of square. I gave up ages ago. So thank you for watching. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, and the algorithm, help just sharing my channel in general. And have fun with the world download. I'm looking forward to seeing some escapes, because you can definitely escape. There's like 2, I think. I've come up with 2 so far, and I'm pretty sure there's way more as well. So subscribe, or just keep an eye out, and I will see you all in the next one.